Lanka, welcome back to the show. Now, continuing our melodic morning this morning. Where do I come up with these things from? I don't know. I'm just kidding. But continuing the musical segment that we've been having this morning, we have another artist who is here with us on the show this morning, and she is someone who has been pursuing her career for the past 8 years or so, and she started at a very small age. She started when she was just 4 years old with the piano, but now she's transitioned into pop music as well, and she's someone who may be familiar to some of our viewers as well, and she's here with us this morning, Nadine Singer. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's lovely to have you on the show this morning.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor.
Definitely. So how do you usually start off your morning?
Well, currently I'm not working anywhere, so what I do is I usually go to the gym in the morning, and then whatever performances and stuff that I have for the day, then I prepare. That's just a regular morning if I'm here in Sri Lanka, or so that's how it is.
You need coffee to wake up in the morning?
Oh yeah, actually I have a plain tea.
I see. Okay, that's a much.
Which is very odd. Whenever I tell people the plain tea, they look at me like, really? Plain tea? I have to have that in the morning, though.
I see. So, all right, then we'll try. I hope that you've already had your plain tea this morning.
Definitely.
Okay, all right. And so, being with us on the show this morning, you're here as an artist, but you teach as well. So, you've transitioned a lot. You've branched out in this field of music. But let's speak about how you started out.
Okay, I was 4 years when I started playing the piano. And thereafter, I studied classical music in piano, singing, violin. And I completed my LTCL diploma from the Trinity College of Music, London. And then when I reached more into my teens, I'd like to perform and things like that. And then that was the time that I actually started performing. I first went to Kazakhstan when I was around 19.
Okay.
I represented Sri Lanka for a competition there, and I won the Viewers' Choice Award. Of course, lot to learn and lot to expand at that time. It was an amazing experience. And thereafter, I do a lot of shows in Colombo as well, like fashion shows and things like that. And I've performed in Singapore and Australia for now.
And you've also branched out in teaching as well.
Yes, teaching, yes. Simultaneously, I've been teaching as well. I started teaching when I was 19, actually.
Okay.
So I've been doing that for a really long time, and I love kids.
So music is really your life, isn't it? And
yeah,
I mean, it's
from morning till night, it's music, yeah.
But what are the instruments that you play? Now, you mentioned that you
play the piano and the violin.
Okay.
Yes.
So these are things that you also, do you play and sing at the same time?
Yes, I do. Actually, I play the piano and sing, obviously not the violin. But violin was more of a second instrument, but piano was the main instrument for me.
So was it classical when you started out? Mostly?
Yeah, it was classical. Like even singing was all opera singing, and
oh wow!
So it was a big transition for me, and even technical, things. There's a different way you sing classical, and there's a different way you sing pop.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, I don't know much about music theory, but when you listen to it as well, you feel that there's a different way that people are singing.
Definitely, yeah. So that was a time when it was, I had to do a lot of work to change my technique, because it's not like you can forget about your classical singing, So you just need to know how to sing it at, whatever time that, you're doing pop or classical or...
But is it important to have that foundation of classical singing? Do you feel that it's something people don't have now?
I personally think yes, because it's very easy. Once you have that background of classical music, it's very easy to do like pop songs. Like the really hard pop songs. When it comes to trills and breathing and things like that, it's nothing, because you've really been through the middle in the classical.
You've gone through the rough spot
exactly.
Like a breeze.
Exactly. So. And I think it's easy then, when you have that musical foundation
in place. But is your family musical as well? Now, how did you now?
My
mom is 4 years, which means that someone there.
My mom was a music teacher, and so was my grandma.
I see. Okay.
And my dad loves music, so he's encouraged me like throughout.
So they were your biggest fans growing up. But what did they really encourage you to pursue?
Well, my mom was very focused that I really first got qualified in my, teaching, and she's like, no singing, no pop singing for you until you get that sorted. But after that, they've been supportive throughout my whole career and as to what I want to do and things like that.
So then it's been a great foundation right from the start.
Yeah, I'd say it's
and the background.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
But now that you've transitioned into pop music and you're a familiar face for the viewers here in Sri Lanka as well, and you've been here in the Kalama music scene for a long time, what type of music do you find yourself always coming back to? Like, what are your favorite musicians to sort of explore?
Well, I'd say Whitney Houston is my all-time favorite. She's just amazing. But I'd like to perform songs more of like Alicia Keys, Beyonce. That's more of my genre of music. You know, more of R&B soul kind of thing. So
these are the artists that you always find yourself coming back to and performing. But what's your absolute favorite song to perform? I'm putting you on the spot here.
But I'd say "I Will Always Love You" by Whitney Houston. That I know that's an old song, but that's like my all-time favorite.
But when it comes to songs like that, old is really good.
Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah.
But what are your fondest memories of performing and some of the best experiences that you had? Now you spoke about how you went to Kazakhstan when you were 19, and you had the Viewers' Choice Award, which is amazing. These were Kazakh viewers, is that?
Yeah. These are all Kazakh viewers. There were no Sri Lankans or Indians or nothing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they just saw you and they loved what they heard.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
So that's a really great experience right there.
No, that is, and I was really young too. So it was my first. That was my first international performance. And I was obviously nervous as hell. It was just really bad. But I'm always like that. Before I get on stage, I'm really nervous. But when I get on stage, like I'm in a different world. I don't.
Music takes over.
Yeah.
Just like that, other experiences that you've had that you really cherish as some of the fondest memories.
There is another one. I remember there was this peace concert that was there in BMICH. It was long years ago. I can't really remember when, but I was known to Derek Vikramanayake at that time, and he had written this peace song, which I had to learn in 5 minutes literally and sing it on stage to this massive crowd.
Oh my God.
I swear to God. I was like, okay, how am I going to do this? How am I going to remember the tune? Because it's not like a pop song where you hear it all the time,
That's true.
When it's just an original composition, That was an amazing experience, I thought. I just got it. So I was like, just
so you really don't know what you're capable of until that moment comes.
And also I think, you really need to push yourself to that limit, to know. But
how do you do that? How do you push yourself? What are the goals that you set for yourself, and how do you go after them?
Well, my standards for myself is very high. I always want to do the best, and whatever I do, I want to give it 100%. And sometimes it can be a bit of a bad thing because you get too particular with things. Which is also,
So you feel that you have to be less of a perfectionist when it comes to the music industry?
Yeah, with anything I'm like that. Like even if it's my hair, I need to iron it until it's like, if there's a little spot, then I'm like, I've got to do it all over again,
I see. Hey, you have gorgeous hair on the show this morning.
So
maybe it's all worth it.
No, and if it's not right, I'll probably be like, why isn't this not right? And I'm going to make it right. So
these are things that you have to balance out even when you're performing, I guess. But these are some of the great experiences that you've had. But when it comes to how you research for music, what are the type of songs now? Have you found any new songs as well that you really like the sound of now?
Well, personally, I think maybe because I've studied classical music, I like all sorts of music. It doesn't only, I don't limit myself to just pop music and what I sing. I mean, I love rap. I'm not a big metal fan. I love classical music, even certain types of Hindi music also I really like. You
get some really nice melodies in
you do. I think the melodies are beautiful.
So you don't really limit yourself to a certain genre, do you?
No, I don't.
You like to explore.
I like to explore, definitely.
And when it comes to new artists that you've tried out, and are there any things that you've tried to do but then it hasn't really worked out for you vocally as well? Are there experiences like that?
Not really. I mean, if it's a public performance, I stick to what I'm good at. I don't really go totally I don't
crazy with it.
No, in the sense I'll stick to artists that I kind of can relate to, and my voice is similar, and where I can move freely. I mean, I love Lady Gaga. I think her songs are really good. you know, as
But would you like to attempt Lady Gaga?
No. I mean, not visually, no, not that.
Visually is like
that's just if you really listen to her songs, her songs are really nice, and if you just listen to only the audio, but it's just when you watch the video or watch her live performances, then it's like, okay, what's going on? Yeah, exactly.
Like, what just happened?
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
But again, so many different artists have interpreted themselves in different ways, right? So it depends on who you are as a person.
Exactly, and also I think it needs to kind of go with your personality. What kind of personality you have? You know, I mean, so if someone is like a crazy person, I mean, then I guess it will work out.
But so speaking about the music that you've done, I'm sure that we've spoken about it. Our audience would like to hear you sing just a little bit of song.
Just a little bit.
Before we go for a very short commercial break, we'll leave you with Nadine and one of her songs.
She was lost in so many different ways, out in the darkness with no light. I know the cause of a losing hand, never thought the grace of God go high. You are my heaven on earth, you are my last, my first. I'll only hear this voice inside, singing Ave Maria. Sometimes love can come and pass you by while you're busy making plans. It suddenly hit you, then you realize it's out of your hands. Baby, you got to understand, you are my heaven on earth, you are my last, my first. I'll only hear this voice inside,